Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel, and Spurs survive. We're going to be talking about the game. We're going to be talking about what really comes around next season and everything that sort of goes into today. Obviously, I'm your host, Andy. If you're new, welcome. Obviously, you're more than welcome to join it for the journey. But look, Spurs stayed up. Was it a great game? No. Was it a game that any of us enjoyed? No. Did Spurs deserve to win? Yes. Are we able to enjoy this moment? Somewhat. I'm going to come back to that in a second. But look, Spurs won the game today. You know, the goal that we scored is scrappy. It's everything that, the last game of the season kind of goal looks like. Header off the post from a corner. You stab in sort of the rebound. I mean, Paulinho's playing a 1-2 with the post, but you stab in the rebound, and if that's not counted, then Danso's booted it in himself anyway. So regardless, Spurs have scored, right? And Spurs probably were wasteful. They should have done more. There's opportunities there, right? But regardless, it's another clean sheet. Danso, again, another fantastic performance. I thought the back four as a whole, back five, throw Kinsley in there, like absolutely magnificent from all of them, So there's that to hold on to. I thought the midfield three, which you could say lacked any real creativity, controlled the game with tempo, with high presses, lots of working. Gallagher again, immense energy. Paulinho obviously having a very, very solid game. Obviously gets the goal as well. And Bentancur, we've been a better team since Bentancur has come back. And, a fit Bentancur, I said for a long... I thought, look, this is still a conversation this summer if you keep him. But I said when we were half decent, to be honest, I said a fit Bentancur is still our best midfielder. And I think you've sort of seen it in the last sort of few weeks, since he's come back. He has been our best midfielder. Tell, again, another solid performance. It feels weird that Tudor and Frank hated the guy, even though for the last probably half year, he's been the only real credible player that we've had that's had a good time of things. Looking into next season, look, enjoy the moment that the fact we stayed up. I can't believe I'm having to say that, but enjoy that. This can't happen again, though. We won't have European football next year, so all focus on the league, all focus on domestic competitions. De Zerbi, the irony to De Zerbi coming in when he did, massive shout out to Roberto. Obviously, he turns around the ship. He gets a full summer at Spurs now. He's not coming in thinking, who does he want? He's probably going to know, who the hell do I want? Who do I want gone? Conversations around Vicario, conversations around Romero. It sounds like Mickey Van der Ven wants to stay. We'll see about that. There's obviously going to be conversation around Paulinho if they keep him on. Pape, Bissouma, Bentancur, you would have to say. I think he's going to want to keep Bentancur, but I'm just saying that there's probably a conversation to be had around that. What's the situation, with Kulusevski, really, obviously Maddison, hopefully a pre-season Maddison in De Zerbi he'll be fantastic. Conversation around Richarlison, Colomwani, Solanke. There's a lot that's going to happen this summer, and I do think Spurs do need a clear out of such. What that clear out looks like, we'll see. How many are going to go? There's talk about Vicario to Inter Milan. There's talk about Romero going. It feels like an Atletico Madrid potential move. There's conversation around, keeping on Paulinho. There's a lot that's going to happen this summer, and it's going to be a busy summer. And look, I don't like Johan Lang or Vinay, and I hope they're nowhere near this football club in the summer. But if they are, then they might want to do their jobs for once and actually be competent at their jobs. But obviously, looking really as well, there's an opportunity here. No European football next season. Once a week football. De Zerbi having that run of games at it. Then look, yes, we won't be in this position next summer. And I said months ago, Spurs won't go down because the teams around them won't do enough. Well, not all of them will do enough. Yes, Leeds pulled away, and yes, Forest did what Forest did. But West Ham, that was kind of the one I was aiming at, to be honest. I I've never really thought West Ham would do anything. And look, they're going down. Obviously Burnley and Wolves. I don't think there's any player from those clubs that Spurs are going to be looking at. I mean, there'll always be those talks about Bowen, but he's too old, and to be honest, he's been no good really this season. So looking at it, I don't think anything going from there. But I think Spurs need to look at the attack a lot. I think Maddison coming back is going to be massive creativity. They might want to look at something in that realm. They'll have to look at something in the defence. Obviously, Dragoshin, Romero, I think both potentially could move on. Yes, Mickey and Kevin have been great, but you're going to need more bodies at this. Obviously, Vuskovic coming in, you'd expect next season is going to be very, very good for that. But in the attack, strikers, Kudus will be back, which will be good. Odegaard will be back at some point, probably in the autumn, I'd say. Can't remember exactly when he got injured, but obviously he's done his ACL. He's going to be a little while. Overall, look, we should be happy we stayed up. We should be unhappy with how the season has gone, but we should be happy we stayed up. A lot of work now needs to happen next summer. And do you know what? Just for a moment, cheers. So it's a rum and coke, so I'm enjoying it, but cheers. Enjoy today, enjoy the win. Don't let anyone take it away from you. It's not that deep, it's not that relevant. And we look forward to a World Cup. We look forward to a summer of football where England can't be worse than Spurs. Famous last words. But look, thank you all so much for joining me. And it's been great coming back to YouTube this sort of last few weeks and months. I will be back more often, I promise. I will have some work-life balance coming soon, all right? But look after yourselves, enjoy today, and I'll see you all real soon to talk a lot more Spurs. Take care, cheers, peace.